Every new Nintendo console comes with new games, and with the Switch 2 right around the corner, some huge new releases are on the way. Now, we can't know for sure what Nintendo's working on, so I've made a whole concept for what we could see, and... Huh? What the? Every single Nintendo console gets a groundbreaking new Mario game. The Wii had Mario Galaxy, the GameCube had that thing, and the Switch had Mario Odyssey, which was a huge leap for Nintendo. It had way bigger worlds. Balloon Luigi. But that's not important, because I believe the future of 3D Mario games lies within this game. This game. You see, with previous Mario games, in order to go to different worlds, you'd have to load into a hub world and essentially teleport to each place you want to go to. Bowser's Fury said, what if every world was one big world? And make everything cats. I think this game is Nintendo secretly trying a brand new type of 3D Mario game. This new game could take this idea to the max. A single giant world with different lands, like desert, jungle, and the Badlands. And the storyline? That's the easy part. Bowser's threatening to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, so Mario has to set off on a journey to Bowser and stop him. As he traverses across different lands, he gains abilities from bosses he defeats, which allows him to access new areas and progress throughout the game. And Balloon Luigi's there. Everyone comment, "We love you, Balloon Luigi." Now, this is all well and good, but it seems quite generic, which is why I've devised Endo's big 3 suggestions for Nintendo to copy. Number 1, multiplayer. Mario games have multiplayer. It always sucks. We need to be able to explore an awesome new world with friends, online and locally. This would open up the game to more players and make you less lonely. Number 2, Bowser Land. Chuck this thing from this game into a huge world, and you've got a masterpiece. Being able to explore a land like this with neon lights, and completing carnival-themed levels with friends. I mean, come on. Number 3. You're gonna need a fast way to travel in such a huge world, and Mario always has a companion. You could start the game with the Yoshi, or you could tame a wild one whenever you need to get somewhere fast. So there's our 3D Mario game. I wonder what... Oh, yeah. Here's what I want from you, Nintendo. If we're gonna be getting a Switch 2, it should be able to play Switch games. Not only that, but these games should come with an update when you transfer them to the Switch 2, allowing them to take advantage of the new hardware. Better performance, 4K support, ray tracing, and whatever wacky stuff they're putting into the controllers. Now, let's move on to the next game. Donkey Kong's been having a few issues. There hasn't been a new game in over a decade. He underwent plastic surgery and looks completely different, and the entire DK lore has been changed by the Mario movie. My solution is we double down on the Mario movie. Have the next game start off in the Donkey Kong Kingdom, use the new style for DK, and take advantage of the fact that the Kongs use carts now. And make the game 3D! Cranky Kong gets captured and held hostage by King K. Rool, and he's used as ransom in return for all of the Kong's bananas. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong have to leave the Kong Kingdom and try and get through the thick jungle of Crocodile Isle. Get it? 'Cause it rhymes? I didn't make that up. This game can utilize the fact that the Kongs seemingly invented Mario Kart by having you customize your own kart at the start of the game. This will determine how you complete the game down the road. You could design a super heavy off-road kart to get through the thick jungle, or you could create a lightweight kart capable of flying over the canopy. Each option you pick will have its own benefits and drawbacks, and allows each playstyle to be unique. Donkey Kong games never really get power-ups, so I'm going to introduce the Super Banana, which is sort of an adaptive item. You can use it as nitro for your kart, or give DK a health and speed boost, or just use it as an extra life, etc. Being able to swing across vines in 3D would be awesome, so I'd love it if you could start combos if you time things perfectly, which would make the gameplay super satisfying. And Balloon Luigi's there. Everyone comment, "We love you, Balloon Luigi." Speaking of which, I think our next game is ready. Let's just move on then. Oh yeah, this one's special. Zelda games have gotten pretty big. Have you noticed? And they've been taking a long time to release. If the next one takes as long as Tears of the Kingdom, we'll have to wait until 2029? We can't be having that, and Nintendo knows this. They like to release smaller Zelda games in the meantime to tide us over. Sometimes it's a spin-off, sometimes it's a port, and sometimes it's a remake. Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, A Link to the Past, Majora's Mask. Hang on. Zoom. Enhance. Yes! They did it! I'd love a remake of A Link to the Past while we wait for the next big Zelda game. It's arguably the best 2D Zelda game. It'd be super easy to do, and it would probably sell really well. Remake the game, give it a cool art style like Link's Awakening got, release it on Zelda's 40th anniversary, and you've got a certified banger. An art style I'd love to see would be like a 3D 2D pixel style, like this, or this. But in reality, it should probably have a brand new 3D style to take advantage of the Switch 2's new horsepower. Speaking of horsepower, we all know how this goes. 7, 8, X. Companies hate the number 9 and love the letter X, and technically Nintendo counts Mario Kart Tour as an official entry in the series, making that game number 9. This was an easy game to make. Add the Wonder Flower, make the best game of all time. Nintendo's been tinkering with the idea of tracks that change after each lap. Let's just take it to the next level. Adding the Wonder Flower as some sort of neutral item that affects everyone would mean that the racetrack could suddenly change, like the levels do in Mario Wonder. Everything could become a silhouette, or meteors start falling from the sky, or you could even become part of the course. We can also bring back mission mode, because I feel like Mario Kart is kind of boring when you don't play with friends, and we need a single player mode for the lonely people. Shout out lonely people. These missions would involve specialized versions of tracks with select tasks, like break the most item boxes, drive through the gates, etc. Completing enough of these would allow you to fight a boss, like on the DS, and would then let you unlock certain car customizations. There's also a few problems that need fixing from Mario Kart 8, starting with double items. I get it, Nintendo wants this game to be as accessible as possible, but having 2 items is just too easy. If you get a coin in first, it doesn't even matter as long as you get a double item box. You're guaranteed to be safe from whoever's in second. The solution? Have 1 item slot, but you can hold items behind you to free up that slot. This essentially gives you 2 items, but now there's some skill behind it, making the gamers feel more skilled and giving the noobs something to learn. It was in basically every other Mario Kart, so just bring it back. It made me feel cool. Issue number 2 is online mode. If I want to play online with friends, I can only play with 1 other person on the same Switch. Making it 4 players would let me do this with more friends. Issue number 3 is coins. They're great for unlocking things and giving you a small boost when you're racing, but they suck as an item. They're like a nothing item, which is good for stopping people in first, but they're so annoying. I think we need to add an actual item for first place to get that slows them down, but they have a slight chance of escaping. Or give first place a small chance of picking up nothing from an item box. Or just give the people behind a better item that gives them more of a chance. Issue number bonus is Captain Falcon isn't in the game, and his karts and tracks are. You have an ultimatum, Nintendo. Remove the tracks. Boo. What the hell? Boo. Or add Captain Falcon. Woo! Yeah! What? Ah, perfect timing. Let me just go here, click that, go, click. Metroid Prime 4 is one of the few games Nintendo's confirmed to exist. We've known about it for over 7 years, and yet we know nothing about it. Will Balloon Luigi be there? We just don't know. But I think he will. They kind of shot themselves in the foot by saying it's for the Nintendo Switch, because they didn't plan for it to take this long. And now they have to put it on there, even though by now, they're probably designing it for the Switch too. Here's a concept for Metroid Prime 4, from someone who's played 1 Metroid game. We've seen from the Metroid Prime remaster that these games can look good. I think we could use this to have the game feel really cinematic. Crazy cutscenes with cool dramatic lighting, and even the gameplay can feel like you're playing a movie. This could be done by using what Metroid Dread did, where if you time a move just right, it triggers a cutscene with gameplay, and it feels like you're doing something really cool. But you're just hitting the same button over and over. Metroid Prime Hunters had online multiplayer, so let's bring it back. I'm thinking something like Metroid Blast from Nintendo Land, where 1 person is in a ship, and 4 others run around a map trying to shoot you down. But instead of a ship, the other person is an enemy, like Ridley. That's about the extent of my knowledge for this game, so you know what that means.
It's time to make shit up.
That Metroid guy goes to a planet, and realizes things aren't right. He shoots the jellyfish, and transforms into balls, and then Ridley's there again and they fight. Or become best friends or something, I don't care. The end. You can thank me later, Nintendo. But before we talk about the next game, there's something I need to address. My amazing home screen. Switch 2 games need a place to be accessed, which is why I devised the Endo screen. The Switch home screen was bland and soulless, so I hired the greatest minds of our generation to create something better. We start with the design. Companies thought minimalist and modern was the way forwards, but they've changed their minds and are headed in a different direction. We're seeing icons start to have more life in them, still sleek and modern, but with a natural 3D look to them. Actual buttons, game icons that just pop out at you, and a background that actually does something. Things are organized better and are split into tabs. What's that there? Why? That's the social tab. Great for messaging friends, using Miiverse 2, starting voice parties, and maybe it's cross-platform. What's that over there? A capture library, an eShop, settings? Good lord. Nintendo, here's your chance to buy my ideas for the low price of $9.99.99. Or just steal them or whatever. These games have been great and all, but I feel like something's missing. A certain game that everyone's played. Arguably, Nintendo's most best franchise. Call of Luigi, 2D Mario. These games made Nintendo the company that they are today, and they've made a lot of them. I've made a whole video about a sequel to Mario Wonder, showing what they could improve, new things that they could add, and basically every possible outcome for the game. But I changed my mind. I don't think that a sequel to Mario Wonder is the best option anymore. What would they do? Just more Wonder effects? We need something different. It would still look the same. It would use the new game engine that they made for Wonder, have the same art style, and use similar animations. But that's where the similarities end. Wonder's whole thing was weird trippy flower in every level, which was awesome. Good job, Nintendo. Well, yeah, Nintendo. But what if they made a completely new gimmick? That would be so sick. How would they do that? The plan. We need something as a vessel for Nintendo to get really creative with levels. It needs to be brand new, and it needs to be part of every level. I know what you're thinking. A Wonder Mushroom? No. Me? I thought out of the box. You see, it doesn't have to be an item, which is why I present to you Super Mario Bros. Secret. The name's a work in progress. Each level can be played normally. You run, you jump, you get to the flag. But if you want to take things further, there are secret areas which will take you to a completely different place. You can find a hidden pipe that takes you to space, a door to the other side of the level, or a portal that takes you to a previous game. But there's more to these places. Each secret that you discover will start to piece together something ominous that's tied to the main story of the game. Finding them all will eventually lead you to a new world entirely, and reveal that the final boss in the main game was merely a puppet of a more powerful, sinister being. Or something like that, I don't know, it just sounds cooler than a Wonder Mushroom. It's time for the next game. Nintendo, start taking notes. Huh? I didn't put that there. Did you put that there? Me? Why would I make legs? Who else could it be? I don't even like this. Is funny? Sorry about that. Let's just, Bowser is an incredibly cool character. He goes from pure, visceral, raw nightmare fuel to that one guy that you find kind of annoying. Here's a list of every Mario character with their own game. Here's how many games Bowser's had. What's the deal with that? Bowser's got a lot of depth to his character. Need proof? Much like how Luigi's Mansion turned Luigi into the coward he is today, we can use a Bowser game to further develop his character. Consider a classic Mario game, but from the point of view of Bowser. He kidnaps Peach as usual, but you see his reasoning behind it. From his point of view, he's the good guy. Your goal is to stop Mario, or some other guy, from getting to Peach in order to keep her safe. As you progress through the game, you find out more about Bowser, and that he lives a pretty sad life. All he wants is to be loved. And then he gets thrown into a pit of lava by Mario. But seriously, a Bowser game has a lot of potential, and it can be a completely new genre of gameplay for the Mario series. A puzzle game, adventure, strategy game, or a tower defense game. We know Bowser can use power-ups, so that's not out of the question. And this game could add more story to Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings too, answering questions like, who's their mother? What prescription is Iggy's glasses? Is Bowser Jr. an aspiring artist like me? There is another way this game could play out. We've got a taste of Bowser's power in Odyssey, where we were able to destroy anything in our path. This can be a whole game in itself, destroying buildings and wreaking havoc across the Mushroom Kingdom. This would be one of those satisfying games for when you just want to let off some steam. Before we look at the last game, here's some highlights to look forward to. Splatoon 4, Luigi's Mansion 4, Smash Ultimate, Ultimate Edition, Mario Maker 3, Luigi's Balloon Fight, Luigi's Balloon Fight 2, Luigi's Balloon Fight 3, Luigi's Balloon Fight, Mario Edition. Oh my god. It's time for Nintendo to create a new game franchise. A franchise that any Nintendo fan can enjoy. Whether they like Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, and everything else. Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, everything else. Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, everything else. There's a couple games that feature the whole roster of Nintendo's IP, but what about a new game that's dedicated to featuring them all? A celebration of every franchise, and an adventure game where you use each character in their own levels. You may start as Mario in a Mario level, and then switch to Donkey Kong for the next level. Each stage that you complete would be in the style of the character's respective game and genre. You go from platforming as Donkey Kong, to completing puzzles as Link, to fighting Octoplankton in Splatoon, to racing in F-Zero, to dueling a Pokemon in Pokemon. It's like a relay race, with each character tagging along with their own game, but the same story, Not only that, but side characters like the enemies could have their own versions too. The ultimate celebration of Nintendo. Thanks for watching. You should click here to find out what to expect for the Switch 2, and subscribe for more.